The acid hit her face before she heard him say he never loved her. Carolyn was 8 months pregnant, craving strawberries, wearing her husband's old college shirt. It was just a normal Tuesday morning, until she found the divorce papers hidden in his briefcase. What happened next would change everything. Her husband had been planning this for months. The life insurance policies, the industrial acid purchased 3 weeks earlier, the pregnant mistress waiting in the wings. When Carolyn confronted him, he didn't just try to kill her. He did something worse. But here's what her husband didn't know. Here's what no one expected. Carolyn would survive. A brilliant plastic surgeon would rebuild her face, and a billionaire would buy her husband's company, making sure every single penny went to her instead of him. This is the true story of how one woman's worst day became her greatest transformation. This is Caroline's story. And trust me, you need to hear how this ends. The acid hit her face before she heard him say he never loved her. Carolyn Mitchell had been craving strawberries all morning. 8 months pregnant with swollen ankles and a baby who seemed to kick every time she sat down. She wore Brett's old college shirt because nothing else fit anymore. Tuesday morning, normal Tuesday morning, until it wasn't. The divorce papers fell from her shaking hands. She had found them in his briefcase, tucked between quarterly reports and restaurant receipts she didn't recognize. Kara's voice came out steady when she confronted him. Years of practice, making herself smaller, keeping the peace. Brett, we need to talk about these. He looked up from his coffee. 32 years old, but his face aged in that moment. Something dark flickered behind his eyes. Something she had never seen before. Or maybe she had seen it, tucked away in small moments. The way he criticized her appearance when she was growing his child. The way he disappeared for hours without explanation. The way he made her feel like she was disappearing. You weren't supposed to find those, he said. Not, I'm sorry, not, let's talk about this. Just that she had ruined his plan. Brett, I'm 8 months pregnant with your baby. What is this? He stood, slow, deliberate. The kitchen suddenly felt smaller. Kara's hands moved to her belly, protective. The baby kicked against her palm. This is me fixing a mistake, Brett replied. The words hung in the air, cold, final. Kara counted to 3 before responding. 1, 2, 3. Childhood habit. Buy time, process, then react. Her mother called it the Mitchell method. Count first, speak second. What mistake? Kara asked. You. One word, sharp as glass. Brett walked to the garage door. Kara heard him rummaging, heard glass clinking. Her heart started racing. Something was wrong, very wrong. Brett, talk to me, please. Whatever this is, we can work through it. She sounded desperate. Hated that she sounded desperate. But she was 8 months pregnant, and her husband just called her a mistake, and he was coming back into the kitchen holding something behind his back. There's nothing to work through, Brett said. His voice was calm now, too calm. The voice he used when explaining things to people he thought were stupid. I have a plan. A good plan. You just complicated it by snooping. Snooping? Brett, those papers were right there in your briefcase. Exactly, right there, where they shouldn't have been. I was supposed to move them yesterday. Kara's mouth went dry. The baby kicked hard. 3 strong kicks, like a warning. Move them where? Brett smiled, actually smiled. Kara had loved that smile once, thought it was charming. Now it looked like something else, something cold and calculated. Doesn't matter now, he said. You ruined the easy way, so we do this the hard way. He pulled his hand from behind his back. A glass bottle, industrial looking, yellow liquid inside. Kara's nursing mother had taught her about chemicals in the hospital. She recognized that color, that viscosity. Brett, what is that? Insurance. The word made no sense. Nothing made sense. Kara backed toward the counter. Her pregnant belly bumped the edge. Trapped. Brett stepped closer. I bought life insurance on you 6 months ago. $1 million. See, I'm not completely stupid. I planned ahead, built a safety net, but you're supposed to be dead by now, and this baby. He gestured at her belly with the bottle. Complications during pregnancy. Tragic. Sudden. No one would question it. Kara's mind raced. Life insurance, planned months ago, while she was pregnant with his child, while she was picking out nursery colors and folding tiny clothes, while she was falling asleep dreaming about their family. You were going to kill me? Was, past tense. You found the papers too early, so now I have to improvise. Brett unscrewed the bottle cap. The smell hit her first. Burning, chemical. Kara's eyes watered immediately. Brett, please, the baby. The baby will be fine. I'll play grieving father. Tragic accident. You'll be horribly disfigured, but alive. Can't collect death insurance if you're alive. But a ruined face? That's almost better. You'll wish you were dead, and nobody will want you after. The words registered too slowly. Ruined face. Disfigured. The bottle tilted. Kara's hands flew to her belly. Instinct. Protect the baby. Her face took the full impact. The sound came first, sizzling like bacon in a pan. Then the smell, burning flesh, her flesh, then the pain, white hot, blinding, beyond anything she had ever imagined. She counted to 3 before screaming. 1, 2, 3. Then she screamed. Her knees hit the cold kitchen tile. She pressed her hands to her face. Wrong move. The acid burned her palms too. She couldn't see, couldn't think, could only feel the fire eating through her skin. Brett's footsteps walked away, calm, unhurried. She heard him in the hallway, heard him pick up the phone. 911? Yes, I need an ambulance. My wife, she had an accident with chemicals. She's pregnant. Please hurry. His voice sounded concerned, panicked even. The performance started already. Kara tried to speak, tried to scream, but the pain swallowed everything. She curled on her side, protected her belly. The baby kicked, strong, alive. Kara focused on that. The baby had to be okay, had to survive this. Brett returned, stood over her. You should have just died quietly, he said. Would have been easier for everyone. Sirens in the distance, getting closer. Kara's consciousness started slipping. The pain was too much, too overwhelming. But she fought it, had to stay awake, had to protect her baby. The front door burst open. Heavy footsteps, voices, professional voices. Jesus Christ. A male voice, young, shaking. Get the gurney. It's not the older voice, steady, in control, hands lifted her, gentle but urgent. Someone pressed oxygen to her face. Wrong, burned worse. She tried to pull away. Ma'am, I know it hurts, I know. But we need to keep you breathing. For the baby, can you hear me? Your baby needs you to keep breathing. Baby. Grace, they were going to name her Grace. Kara focused on that thought. Breathing for Grace, the ambulance ride blurred. Pain, voices, beeping machines. Someone held her hand. You're doing great. Stay with us. Almost there. Emergency room doors, fluorescent lights, more voices, doctor faces, nurse faces, all wearing the same expression. Horror poorly masked by professionalism. Get Dr. Ramirez now and call plastics. We need reconstructive on standby. Someone touched her belly, gentle pressure. A monitor appeared. Kara heard it through the fog of pain and shock. The most beautiful sound in the world. Thump, 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 thump. Her baby's heartbeat. Strong, steady, alive. A doctor leaned close, kind eyes above a surgical mask. The baby is okay, she said. Your baby is okay. Now let's take care of you. Kara tried to nod, couldn't move. The pain was everywhere. Everything. Ma'am, what's your name? Caroline, she whispered, voice raw, broken. Kara. Kara, I'm Dr. Ramirez. You're in good hands. We're going to help you. Do you understand? My baby. Your baby is fine. Perfect heartbeat. But you're in shock. We need to sedate you. We need to clean these burns. Do you consent to treatment? Yes, please, save my baby. We will, I promise. A needle pinched her arm. Warmth spread through her veins. The pain started dimming. Kara's last conscious thought was about strawberries. Stupid, right? She never got her strawberries. That's what her brain held on to. Not the acid, not Brett's face when he threw it. The strawberries she had been craving all morning. Then darkness took her. Kind, merciful darkness. Beeping woke her. Steady, rhythmic, heart monitor. Kara knew that sound, had heard it 1,000 times in her marketing consultant days, visiting hospitals for healthcare clients. But this time the beeping was for her. She tried to open her eyes. Couldn't. Bandages. Her entire face wrapped. Mouth exposed for breathing. Everything else covered. Pain came next. Different from before. Duller. Managed. Morphine, probably. She could feel the IV in her arm. She's awake. A female voice. Gentle. Close by. Footsteps approached. Multiple people. Kara, can you hear me? Different woman. Older. Authority in her voice. Kara tried to speak. Her throat felt like sandpaper. Yes. I'm Dr. Elizabeth Ramirez. You're at St. Catherine's Hospital. You were brought in yesterday morning. Do you remember what happened? Yesterday morning, the kitchen, the acid, Brett. My baby. Kara's voice cracked. Please tell me my baby is okay. Your baby is fine. Perfect fetal heartbeat. No distress. You protected her. The injuries are confined to your face, neck, and hands. Relief flooded through her. Grace was okay. Everything else could be dealt with. But Grace was okay. Your husband is outside, Dr. Ramirez continued. He's been here all night, very concerned. He told us it was an accident, that you were cleaning with industrial chemicals and didn't realize how strong they were. Is that accurate? The performance continued. Of course Brett would the worst team. Of course he would play the concerned husband. Kara's mind raced. What did she say? Who would believe her? She was on morphine, traumatized, bandaged. He was calm, collected, credible. No, Kara said, voice stronger now. He threw it at me. On purpose. He told me he was going to kill me. Silence filled the room. Heavy, uncomfortable. Ma'am, a new voice. Male, official sounding. I'm Detective Sarah Brennan. I've been waiting to speak with you. Can you tell me exactly what happened? Kara told her. Everything. The divorce papers, Brett's confession about the life insurance. The acid, his plan. She left nothing out. He called 911 himself, Kara finished. Made it sound like an accident, but it wasn't. He tried to kill me, or worse, he wanted to disfigure me, wanted me to suffer. That's a very serious accusation, Detective Brennan said carefully. It's the truth. Your husband has been very cooperative, gave us permission to search your home. We found the chemical in the garage. He says it's for car batteries, that you must have been using it to clean. I'm 8 months pregnant. Why would I be cleaning with industrial acid? Good question. Silence again. I'll be honest with you, Kara. Cases like this are complicated. Domestic violence allegations during medical trauma. The defense will argue confusion, pain medication, emotional distress. But, Brennan paused. I believe you. I've worked domestic violence cases for 15 years. I know the patterns. I know the performance. Your husband's story has holes. I'm going to investigate thoroughly. Thank you, Kara whispered. But you need to prepare yourself. This won't be easy. He's already lawyered up, already building his defense. This will be a long fight. I don't care. He needs to pay for this. He will. I promise you, if the evidence supports what you're saying, he will. Footsteps retreated. Dr. Ramirez remained. Kara, I need to talk to you about your injuries. Are you ready? No, she wasn't ready. Would never be ready. But she nodded anyway. The acid burned approximately 40% of your facial tissue. Severe burns on the right side, moderate on the left. Your right eye was protected by your quick reflexes, but the surrounding tissue is badly damaged. Your nose, cheek, jaw, and neck on the right side sustained the worst injuries. Your hands have second-degree burns from trying to wipe away the acid. Kara processed this. 40%, right side, badly damaged. Will I look normal again? Dr. Ramirez hesitated. That hesitation told Kara everything. You'll need extensive reconstructive surgery, multiple procedures over several years. I've contacted the best plastic surgeon in the state, Dr. Marcus Shepard. He's willing to consult on your case. But Kara, I won't lie to you, this is a long road. The scars will be significant. Can I see? Not yet. We're still in the acute phase. Managing infection risk, promoting initial healing. When we do remove the bandages, I want you prepared. I want support people here. I want you in the right mental space. I want to see now. It's my face. I deserve to know. Kara, please, another long pause. Then Dr. Ramirez sighed. Let me get a social worker in here first and call your mother. Is there someone I can contact? Ellen Mitchell, my mom. Her number is in my phone, if you can find my phone. Your husband brought your belongings. I'll call her now. Dr. Ramirez left. Kara lay in the hospital bed, counting her breaths. In, out, in, out. The baby kicked. 3 strong kicks. We're okay, baby girl, Kara whispered. We're going to be okay. She wished she believed it. 20 minutes later, the door burst open. Footsteps running. A gasp, then hands gripping hers. Kara, oh God, Kara. Her mother's voice. Kara had never been so grateful to hear it. Mom, I'm here, baby, I'm here. What happened? The doctor wouldn't tell me anything on the phone, just that you were hurt, that the baby was okay. Then I got here and they said, Ellen's voice broke. Brett did this. Silence. Then Ellen's voice again, harder now, colder. That son of a bitch, I'm going to kill him. Mom, I never liked him. Never. Too smooth, too charming. Men like that always have something to hide. But you loved him and I kept my mouth shut, and now look what happened. Mom, please, I need you calm. I need you strong. Can you do that for me? Ellen took a shaky breath, squeezed Kara's hand. Yes, I can do that. What do you need? I need to see my face. The doctor won't show me without support. Will you stay while they remove the bandages? Honey, maybe you should wait. Give yourself time to process. I need to see what he did. I need to know. Ellen was quiet for a long moment. Okay, if that's what you need, I'll be right here. Dr. Ramirez returned with a social worker, a nurse Kara hadn't met before. Everyone moved carefully around the bed, the walking around death walk. Kara had seen that walk before, visiting her grandmother in hospice. The careful steps, the hushed voices, the way people moved when they were near tragedy. Are you sure about this, Kara? Dr. Ramirez asked. Yes. We'll remove the outer bandages. Keep the surgical dressings on the wounds themselves. You'll see the general extent of the damage, but you won't see the full picture until everything heals. Understand? Yes. Hands worked at the bandages, unwrapping, layer after layer. The air felt cold against her exposed skin. Wrong. Everything felt wrong. Finally, the last layer came away. I'm going to hold up a mirror, the social worker said. Her name tag read Jennifer. Take your time. Remember, this is the beginning, not the end result. Jennifer lifted a small hand mirror, positioned it so Kara could see. The woman in the mirror was a stranger, raw, red, melted. The right side of her face looked like candle wax, distorted and angry. Her cheek, her jaw, her neck, all mottled with burns. The left side was better but still scarred. Her nose was swollen, misshapen. Her lips cracked and blistered. But her eyes were the worst. Not because they were damaged, because they were the same. Still her eyes. Still Caroline's eyes, staring out from a ruined face. He took everything, Kara whispered. She heard her mother sob, heard Jennifer murmur something soothing, heard Dr. Ramirez explain healing timelines and surgical options. But Kara just stared at the stranger in the mirror. Her beauty, the beauty Brett always said was her only value, gone. Mrs. Donovan, I know this is devastating, Jennifer said, but you're alive. Your baby is alive. With time and treatment. I don't want platitudes, Kara interrupted, voice flat. I want honesty. Will I ever look normal again? Dr. Ramirez stepped forward. No, not like before. But Dr. Shepard is a miracle worker. I've seen him reconstruct faces after car accidents, burns, even cancer removals. He can help you. It won't be quick. It won't be easy. But he can help you. When can I meet him? He's flying in tonight. He'll consult with you tomorrow morning. Kara nodded, set down the mirror. She couldn't look anymore. Can I see Brett? She asked. Everyone stiffened. Honey, why would you want to see him? Ellen asked, voice sharp. Because I want him to see what he did. I want him to look at me. The police have advised against contact, Detective Brennan said. She had reappeared in the doorway. He's a suspect in an ongoing investigation. He's also my husband, the father of my unborn child. I have a right to see him. Brennan exchanged looks with Dr. Ramirez. Some silent communication happened. I'll allow it, Brennan said, but I'll be present, and it's being recorded. Anything he says can be used as evidence. Fine. They wheeled Kara's bed to a consultation room. Neutral territory. Ellen stayed by her side. Brennan positioned herself by the door. 2 uniformed officers waited outside. Then Brett walked in. He looked perfect. Well-rested, clean-shaven, wearing the suit Kara had bought him for their anniversary. His face showed concern. His eyes were dry. But when he saw her face, really saw it, something flickered. Just for a second. Satisfaction. He wanted this. Kara understood it fully now. This was his plan all along. Kara, baby, I'm so sorry. I would try to stop you from using those chemicals, but you wouldn't listen. And stop. Kara's voice cut through his performance. I know what you did. The police know what you did. There's no point in lying. Brett's concerned expression cracked. Just slightly, he glanced at Brennan, at the recording equipment. I don't know what you're talking about. You had an accident. I called for help immediately. You told me you bought life insurance 6 months ago. You told me I was supposed to be dead. You told me you wanted me disfigured so no one would want me after. You're confused. The trauma, the medication. Kara, I love you. You've never loved me. You loved controlling me. You loved making me small. You loved having a beautiful wife to show off. But you never loved me. Brett's jaw tightened. There, the real Brett, the one who lurked behind the charm. You're making a mistake, he said quietly, voice hard. If you press charges, I'll fight. I'll win. I have resources. I have lawyers. I have a perfectly reasonable explanation. You'll be a traumatized, pregnant woman on pain medication, making wild accusations. Who do you think people will believe? The truth. The truth is what I say it is, and I'm very convincing. Ellen made a sound like a wounded animal. Lunged forward. The officers caught her. Get him out of here, Brennan ordered. Interview over. Brett smiled, that charming smile, the one Kara used to love. He walked to the door, paused. Get well soon, Kara. We have a baby to raise together. Then he left. The room was silent. That bastard, Ellen whispered. That absolute bastard. Kara said nothing, just stared at the door where Brett had disappeared. Something cold and hard settled in her chest. Determination. He thought he had won, thought he had destroyed her. He had no idea what he had actually created. 4 days after the attack, Detective Brennan returned with news. We found something, she said. Receipt from a hardware store. 3 weeks before the attack. Brett purchased sulfuric acid, industrial grade, same type that burned you. Kara's heart jumped. That proves premeditation. It helps. Combined with the life insurance policy and the timeline and your testimony, we have enough to arrest him. I wanted to tell you before we brought him in. Do it. There's more. Brett's lawyer already contacted us. They're building an insanity defense, claiming he had a mental health crisis, that the pregnancy stressed him, that his business was failing. They'll argue he snapped. That's garbage. He planned this. I know, and we'll prove it, but I want you prepared for what's coming. This will be a media circus. The prosecutor is filing attempted murder charges. This is going to trial. Kara looked at her bandaged hands, at her mother sitting beside the bed, at the fetal monitor showing Grace's steady heartbeat. Good. Let everyone see what he did. Let them judge for themselves. Brett was arrested that afternoon. Kara watched the news coverage from her hospital bed, saw him in handcuffs walking to the police car. He looked confused, scared, vulnerable, still performing, but the judge wasn't buying it. Bail set at $2 million. Brett's father, Gerald Donovan, posted it within an hour. Of course he did, Ellen muttered. The Donovans have always thought their money could fix anything. Kara said nothing. She was thinking about the strawberries again. Her brain did that now, latched onto small, irrelevant details to avoid the overwhelming ones. The morphine made her weird. She would wake up and forget for exactly 4 seconds. Those 4 seconds before remembering were the worst part of every day. The hope, then the crash. A knock at the door. A man entered. Early 40s, kind eyes, hands that looked like they could build cathedrals or perform miracles. He wore scrubs and a calm expression. "Mrs. Donovan?" "Mitchell, Kara Mitchell. I'm taking my name back." "Ms. Mitchell, I'm Dr. Marcus Shepard. Dr. Ramirez asked me to consult on your case." Kara studied him. He studied her right back, not her bandages, her eyes. "Can you help me?" she asked. Direct, no point in dancing around it. Marcus pulled up a chair, sat at eye level. "Yes, it won't be easy, it won't be quick, but I can help you." "How many surgeries?" "Minimum 12, probably more. Skin grafts, tissue expansion, scar revision, laser treatments. We're looking at 2 years minimum, maybe longer." "How much will it cost?" Marcus was quiet for a moment. "Nothing. Pro bono. All of it." Kara blinked. "Why?" "My sister, her name was Melissa. She died 7 years ago. Domestic violence. Her husband beat her to death while I was across the country at a medical conference. I couldn't save her. I've spent every day since wishing I could. Maybe I can save you instead." The room was very quiet. Ellen made a soft sound. Kara felt tears burning behind her eyes. "I'm sorry about your sister." "Me too, so will you let me help you?" "Yes, please, help me." Marcus pulled out his tablet, showed her before and after photos of previous patients, burn victims, accident survivors, domestic violence cases. The transformations were remarkable. "This is what I can do," Marcus said. "I can't make you look exactly like you did before. That's impossible, but I can make you look like yourself again. A different version, but still you." "When do we start?" "You need to deliver first. The pregnancy complicates surgery. Once the baby is born and you are stable, we'll begin the first procedure." "And my baby? She won't be affected by the anesthesia?" "We'll monitor carefully. But no, she should be fine. You did an amazing job protecting her." Kara touched her belly. Grace kicked in response. "She's all that matters." "You matter too," Marcus said quietly. "Don't forget that." After Marcus left, Kara's best friend Whitney arrived. She took one look at Kara's face and burst into tears. "Don't cry," Kara said. "I can't handle you crying." I'm sorry. It's just, God, Kara, I knew Brett was an asshole, but I never thought. I never imagined." No one did. Whitney pulled herself together, sat down, took Kara's bandaged hand carefully. "I'm representing you. Pro bono. I'm a corporate attorney, not criminal, but I'm connecting you with the best criminal defense attorney in the state, and I'm handling your divorce. I can't afford, you're not paying. This is what friends do, what sisters do. You're not alone in this." Kara felt the tears again. Since the attack, she cried at everything. Commercials, nursing staff being kind, her mother's hand, Whitney's loyalty. "Thank you. Also, I did some digging. The life insurance policy Brett mentioned, it exists, $1 million. You're the insured, he's the beneficiary. But there's more. There's another policy, $500,000, same setup. He took them out 5 months ago, right after you told him you were pregnant." Kara's blood ran cold. "He's been planning this for 5 months?" "Looks like it. And Shira, there's something else. Something I don't know how to tell you." "Just say it. Whatever it is, it can't be worse than this." Whitney took a deep breath. "Brett has a girlfriend, Amber Pierce, 23 years old. She works at his gym, and she's pregnant. Due 2 months after you." The room tilted. Kara gripped the bed rail. "He's having another baby?" "Yes, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry." Kara processed this. Brett's plan suddenly made horrible sense. Kill her or disfigure her. Collect insurance money. Start over with Amber and their baby. Maybe even keep Grace. Play the tragic single father. Does she know about the attack? I don't know, but I'm going to find out. Kara lay back against the pillows. Her face hurt. Her hands hurt. Everything hurt. But beneath the pain, something else was growing. Something hard and cold and determined. He's not going to get away with this. No, Whitney agreed. He's absolutely not. That evening, Ellen helped Kara shower. Plastic over the bandages, careful of the IV line, awkward and exhausting and humiliating. Kara's mother had to help her dress, help her sit, help her exist. I'm sorry, Kara whispered. For what? For being a burden. Ellen stopped, looked at her daughter with fierce eyes. You are not a burden. You are my daughter. My strong, brilliant, beautiful daughter. And that man will pay for what he did to you. Do you hear me? Yes. Good. Now, the nurses said your milk might come in early from the stress. We should be prepared. Kara touched her belly, thought about feeding Grace, about holding her, about being a mother with this ruined face. What if Grace looks at me and cries? What if I scare my own baby? You won't. Babies don't see the way we see. They see with their hearts. Grace will know you're her mama. That's all that matters to her. Kara wanted to believe that, desperately wanted to believe that. A knock at the door. A nurse entered, young, nervous. Miss Mitchell, you have a visitor. He says he's your father-in-law, Gerald Donovan. Should I let him in? Kara and Ellen exchanged looks. Yes, Kara said. Let him in. Gerald Donovan entered slowly, 65 years old, successful businessman, Brett's father. He looked like he had aged 10 years in 4 days. Caroline, Ellen, he nodded at them both. May I sit? Say what you came to say, Ellen replied. Voice hard. Gerald sat anyway, folded his hands, looked at Kara's bandaged face. I paid his bail. I had to. He's my son. But I want you to know I believe you. Silence. I believe my son did this. I've known for years that something was wrong with him. His mother and I, we made excuses, made allowances, told ourselves he just had a temper, that he was stressed, that marriage was hard. But we knew, deep down we knew Brett had something broken inside him. Then why did you post his bail? Kara asked. Because he's my son, and I'm a coward, but I won't support him beyond that. I won't testify for him. I won't help his defense. And I want to pay for your medical expenses. All of them. Whatever isn't covered by insurance. Whatever you need. I don't want your money. I know, but please take it anyway. As a father, as someone who failed to raise a good man, let me do this one thing right. Ellen started to protest, but Kara raised her hand. Okay, yes, I'll accept your help. But Gerald, I'm going to make sure your son spends the rest of his life in prison. Are you prepared for that? Gerald's eyes filled with tears. Yes, he deserves it, and you deserve justice. He stood. There's one more thing. Brett's company, Nexus Tech. It's worth more than anyone knows. $12 million in patents and contracts. It was built during your marriage, with marital assets. In the divorce, you're entitled to half. I'm telling you this because Brett will try to hide it. Don't let him. Thank you. Gerald left. Ellen turned to Kara. Well, that was unexpected. Yeah. Do you think he means it? I don't know, but we'll use every advantage we have. Kara's water broke 3 hours later. The baby was coming, 4 weeks early. Grace wasn't supposed to arrive until October, but here they were, in the middle of September, and Kara's water had broken all over the hospital floor. Call Dr. Ramirez, Ellen shouted into the hallway. The baby's coming. Controlled chaos, nurses running, monitors beeping. Kara's hospital bed racing down corridors toward labor and delivery. Everything happened too fast, too soon. Is she okay? Kara gasped. Is the baby okay? Heartbeat is strong, a nurse said, but we need to do an emergency cesarean section. The stress of the attack. Your body can't handle labor right now. Operating room, bright lights, cold air, hands stripping away her hospital gown. Needle in her spine, numbing spreading through her lower body. Marcus appeared at her side, still in scrubs from another surgery. I heard. I'm here. You don't have to. I'm here. Ellen stood on her other side, gripping her hand. Kara couldn't see over the surgical drape, could only hear the doctors talking. Medical terminology, calm voices, then a sound, a cry, small, angry, alive. It's a girl, someone said. Unnecessary. Kara knew, had known for months. Grace, Kara whispered. They cleaned her, weighed her, 4 pounds, 2 ounces, tiny but perfectly formed. Then a nurse brought her close, placed her in Kara's arms. Grace opened her eyes, dark blue, unfocused, searching. She looked at Kara's bandaged face, at the stranger holding her, and she didn't cry, didn't flinch, just stared. "Hi, baby girl," Kara whispered. "I'm your mama." Grace made a small sound, content, like she recognized the voice she had heard from inside. Kara started crying, couldn't help it. This tiny human, this perfect, beautiful, untouched tiny human. She didn't know her mother was supposed to look different. To her, this was just mom. "She's perfect," Ellen said, crying too. 10 fingers, 10 toes, perfect APGAR scores, the doctor confirmed. A little small, but healthy. You protected her well, Miss Mitchell. Kara held Grace close, breathed in that new baby smell, felt the weight of her, the reality of her. "You're okay," Kara whispered. "We're going to be okay." For the first time since the attack, Kara believed it. Recovery was harder with a newborn. Grace stayed in the NICU for observation. Kara stayed in post-surgery recovery. They were separated by 2 floors in a universe of worry. Ellen shuttled between them, brought photos, brought updates, brought Grace's blankets so Kara could smell them. "She's gaining weight," Ellen reported. "Eating well. The nurses love her. I need to see her. Tomorrow, doctor's orders. You need to heal from the cesarean section." Kara lay in her bed, counting ceiling tiles. 48, she had counted them 17 times. Detective Brennan visited on day 2. The prosecutor is charging Brett with attempted first-degree murder, assault with a deadly weapon, domestic violence, and child endangerment. The evidence is strong, the premeditation is clear. His lawyer is pushing the insanity defense hard, but the prosecutor isn't buying it. When's the trial? 4 to 6 months. These things take time. 4 to 6 months. Kara would have to wait 4 to 6 months to see Brett face justice. 4 to 6 months of him free on bail. 4 to 6 months of looking over her shoulder. What if he tries again? He won't. He's being monitored. Ankle bracelet, regular check-ins. And honestly, he's too smart. He knows the spotlight is on him. One wrong move and bail is revoked. Kara wanted to believe that, wanted to feel safe. She didn't. Marcus visited daily, checking her surgical sites from the cesarean section, discussing the reconstruction timeline. "We'll start with skin grafts," he explained. "Take tissue from your thigh and back. Use it to replace the most damaged areas on your face. That's surgery 1. Then we let you heal. 3 months. Then surgery 2, tissue expansion. We'll place balloons under your skin, gradually inflate them, grow new skin. It's uncomfortable but effective." "How long until I look human again?" Marcus met her eyes. "You look human now. You look like someone who's survived something terrible. But if you're asking when you'll look in the mirror and recognize yourself, probably a year, maybe longer. A year, 12 months, 365 days. I can do that. I know you can." Day 3, they brought Grace to Kara's room. Kara held her daughter properly for the first time, skin to skin. Grace nestled against her chest, warm, trusting, perfect. "She needs to eat," the lactation consultant said. "Have you been pumping?" "Yes." "Good, let's try nursing." It was awkward, painful. Grace struggled to latch. Kara struggled to position her without pressing on her facial wounds. But eventually they figured it out. Grace ate, fell asleep. Kara just watched her, this tiny miracle, this perfect result of an imperfect marriage. "I'm going to give you everything," Kara whispered. Everything he tried to take away. Love, safety, happiness, everything. Grace slept on, trusting, safe. 3 weeks later, Kara went home. Grace in a car seat, Ellen driving, medical supplies packed in boxes, prescriptions filled, follow-up appointments scheduled. Their house felt different, contaminated. The kitchen and where it happened, the garage where Brett kept the acid, the bedroom they had shared. I can't stay here, Kara said. Then we won't. Pack what you need. We're going to my place. They lived with Ellen for 2 months. Kara's childhood bedroom converted to a nursery. Ellen taking night shifts when Kara's pain was too bad. Whitney visiting with legal updates. Brett's lawyer subpoenaed your medical records, Whitney reported. They're trying to prove you were mentally unstable, that you made up the attack. That's insane. That's their defense. We'll fight it. But Kara, you need to be prepared. The trial's going to be brutal. Kara looked at Grace sleeping in her bassinet, at her own reflection in the mirror. The bandages were off now, the scars visible, raw, red, healing but horrific. Let them see what he did. Let the jury see. That's our best evidence. Surgery number 1 happened in December, 4 months after the attack. Grace was getting bigger, smiling, starting to track movement with her eyes. Mama has to go away for a few days, Kara told her. Grace gurgled in response. 6 hours on the operating table. Skin grafts from her thigh and back. Tissue rearrangement. Scar revision. Marcus worked with microscopic precision. Kara woke up in more pain than the initial attack. Different pain. Surgical pain. Her face bandaged again. Her leg and back wrapped. Unable to move without help. Ellen brought Grace to visit. 3 days post-surgery, Kara could barely keep her eyes open from the pain medication, but she needed to see her daughter. Grace looked at her mother, bandaged again, barely recognizable as human, and she smiled, actually smiled, reached for Kara with tiny hands. "Mama," Ellen whispered. "She knows you," Kara cried, pain and love and relief mixing together. This tiny human thought she was perfect, no matter what her face looked like. The trial date was set for March. 6 months after the attack, Kara would have to testify, would have to face Brett in court, would have to relive everything. "I'm ready," she told Whitney. "Are you sure?" "No, but I'm doing it anyway." Christmas came. Grace's first. Kara took photos, hundreds of photos. Grace in a red velvet dress, Grace with tiny bows, Grace sleeping under the tree. Kara avoided being in the photos, hated her scarred face in pictures, but Ellen insisted. "She needs to remember you were there, no matter what you looked like." So Kara took one, just one. Her and Grace, mother and daughter, scars and all. She posted it online with a simple caption, "Surviving and thriving, Merry Christmas from us." The post went viral, thousands of comments, most supportive, some cruel. Kara read them all, the good and the bad. One stuck with her. "You're teaching your daughter that beauty isn't everything. That survival is, what a gift." She was. She was teaching Grace that lesson. That strength mattered more than beauty. That surviving mattered more than perfection. New Year came. Kara made resolutions. Survive surgery 2. Testify at trial. Win the divorce. Rebuild her life. She was going to do all of it. For Grace, for herself, for every woman who ever made herself smaller for a man. Brett thought he had destroyed her. He had no idea what he had actually done. He had freed her from caring what anyone thought, freed her from needing to be perfect, freed her from him. The scars would never fully heal. But she would. She was already healing. March arrived cold and wet. The trial started on a Monday. Kara wore a navy suit, hair pulled back, full face visible. She could have worn makeup, heavy makeup to cover the scars. She chose not to. Let them see. Let everyone see what Brett did. The courthouse was packed. Media everywhere. Cameras, reporters, curious onlookers. The case had become national news. Pregnant woman attacked with acid by husband. It had everything. Violence, betrayal, a baby, a monster disguised as a husband. Ellen watched Grace at home, too young for a courthouse, too innocent for this ugliness. Whitney walked beside Kara, holding her arm, supporting her. "You ready?" "No, but let's do this anyway." They entered the courtroom. Kara saw Brett immediately, sitting at the defense table, clean-shaven, nice suit, looking like a victim himself. When he saw her, his face did something complicated: surprise, disgust, satisfaction, all in one moment. He wanted this, still wanted this. The jury filed in. 12 people who would decide Brett's fate, 7 women, 5 men, mixed ages, mixed races. They looked at Kara, at her scars, at Brett. She could see them making judgments already. All rise. The Honorable Judge Patricia Morrison presiding. The trial began. Opening statements. The prosecutor, a woman named Amanda Chen, spoke first. Direct, powerful, no nonsense. The evidence will show that Brett Donovan planned to murder his pregnant wife. He took out life insurance policies totaling $1.5 million. He purchased industrial sulfuric acid 3 weeks before the attack. He had a pregnant mistress. He needed his wife gone. When Caroline Mitchell discovered divorce papers, Brett improvised. He couldn't kill her cleanly anymore, so he did something worse. He threw acid in her face, disfigured her, destroyed her, and he called 911 himself to establish an alibi. Amanda paused, let the words sink in. The evidence will show premeditation, planning, malice. This was not an accident. This was not a mental health crisis. This was attempted murder, and we will prove it beyond a reasonable doubt. Brett's lawyer stood next. Richard something, expensive suit, silver hair, defense attorney face. Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to hear a tragic story, a man under incredible stress, his business failing, his wife pregnant, financial pressures mounting. Brett Donovan is not a monster. He's a man who had a breakdown, a mental health crisis. He doesn't remember the attack. He can't explain it because he wasn't in his right mind. The prosecution wants you to see calculation. We ask you to see suffering. A man who needs help, not prison. Kara's hands clenched. Lies. All lies. The defense calls for compassion, for understanding, for recognition that mental illness can make good people do terrible things. Thank you. He sat, looked pleased with himself. Judge Morrison banged her gavel. Prosecution may call its first witness. Detective Sarah Brennan took the stand, detailed the investigation, the evidence, the timeline. We found the receipt for sulfuric acid dated 3 weeks before the attack. Same brand, same concentration, found in Mr. Donovan's garage. We found documentation of 2 life insurance policies, both taken out 5 months before the attack. We found text messages between Mr. Donovan and Amber Pierce discussing handling the Kara problem. Objection, hearsay. Overruled. The witness may answer. We found search history on Mr. Donovan's computer, searches for most painful ways to disfigure someone, searches for sulfuric acid damage, searches for life insurance payout timeline. This was planned, carefully, deliberately. Brett's lawyer cross-examined, tried to poke holes, tried to suggest the evidence was circumstantial, but the timeline was too clear. The pattern too obvious. More witnesses. The hardware store clerk who sold Brett the acid. The insurance agent who processed the policies. Brett's business partner who testified about financial troubles. Then, Amber Pierce, 8 months pregnant now. Amber walked slowly to the witness stand. Young, scared, hands on her belly. The prosecutor approached gently. Ms. Pierce, can you tell us about your relationship with Brett Donovan? We met at the gym about a year ago, started talking, then more than talking. Amber's voice was quiet, ashamed. Did you know he was married? Yes. He said his marriage was over, that they were separated, that his wife was difficult, demanding. He made it sound like he was the victim. Did you get pregnant? Yes, 5 months ago, I told Brett. He seemed happy at first, then he changed, started talking about how complicated it was, how expensive, how he needed to handle things. What did he mean by handle things? Amber took a shaky breath. He said he had a plan, that soon it would just be us, me and him and our baby, that his wife wouldn't be a problem anymore. I didn't understand what he meant. Not until the news, when I saw what he did. Did you visit Mr. Donovan after the attack? Yes, once, he showed me. He showed me a picture of her, of Caroline, her face after. And he laughed. He said, problem solved. That's when I knew. He planned it. He wanted that to happen. Objection! Brett's lawyer jumped up. The witness is speculating. This is hearsay. She's testifying to what the defendant said directly to her, overruled. Amber continued, tears streaming down her face. I loved him. I believed him. But I'm not a monster. What he did, I can't. I can't be with someone who could do that. I'm testifying because it's the right thing, because that woman deserves justice, because our baby, my baby, needs to know I did the right thing. She looked at Kara, direct eye contact. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I should have, but I didn't. Kara nodded, one survivor to another. Not forgiveness exactly, but understanding. The security footage played next, audio and video from Kara and Brett's home security system. Brett hadn't known it was recording. The jury watched, listened. Kara couldn't look at the screen, but she heard it. Her own voice asking about divorce papers. Brett's cold responses, the sound of footsteps, the garage door, then the worst sound, the splash, the sizzle, her scream. 3 jurors cried, the others looked sick. Brett stared at his hands. Judge Morrison called recess. The courtroom emptied slowly. Kara went to the bathroom, splashed water on her face. Whitney followed it. You okay? No, but I will be. You're doing amazing. The jury sees the truth. They see who he really is. I hope so. Brett testified in his own defense. Biggest mistake of his life. He took the stand calm and composed. Told his story. Stress, financial pressure. Doesn't remember the attack. Woke up and called 911 immediately. Distraught, confused, wanted to help. Amanda Chen approached for cross-examination. Predator circling prey. Mr. Donovan, you claim you don't remember the attack? That's correct. But you remember everything before? Finding the divorce papers? Yes. You remember the argument? Some of it. It's hazy. You remember going to the garage? No. You don't remember purchasing sulfuric acid 3 weeks earlier? No, I mean, I bought it for car batteries. Do you own a car that uses that type of battery? Pause. Brett's lawyer should have prepped him for this. I was planning to restore a classic car. Do you have any documentation of this plan? Receipts for car parts? Research on classic cars? No, it was just an idea. An idea that required industrial-grade acid? I guess. Mr. Donovan, you took out life insurance on your wife 5 months before the attack. Security, we had a baby coming. You're the sole beneficiary, not your unborn child, not a trust. You. Why? That's standard. Was it? Most couples have mutual policies, or the child is the beneficiary. But you made sure you were the only one who would benefit from your wife's death. Why? I don't know. I wasn't thinking clearly. You weren't thinking clearly 5 months before the alleged mental health crisis? Silence. Mr. Donovan, you searched sulfuric acid damage on your computer. When? I don't remember doing that. 2 days before the attack. You also searched life insurance payout timeline and most painful ways to disfigure someone. Any explanation? No, I don't know why I searched those things. Because you were planning this. You wanted to hurt your wife. You wanted to collect insurance money. You wanted to start over with your pregnant mistress. And when your wife found the divorce papers early, you improvised. You threw acid in her face. You tried to kill her, didn't you? No. You told Amber Pierce that your wife wouldn't be a problem anymore. What did you mean? I don't remember saying that. You showed her a picture of your wife's burned face and laughed. Said problem solved. What did you mean? I wouldn't. Mr. Donovan, you planned this attack for months. You bought the acid. You hid it. You took out insurance. You waited. And when the opportunity came, you executed your plan. You threw acid in your 8-month pregnant wife's face. You tried to murder her. Admit it. No, Brett was sweating now, angry, the mask slipping. You're a liar and a monster and... Mr. Donovan, Judge Morrison interrupted, control yourself. But it was too late. The jury had seen it. The real Brett, the angry, the violent, the calculating. Amanda sat down, satisfied. Kara testified last, walked to the stand, placed her scarred hand on the Bible. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I do. Amanda approached her gently. Ms. Mitchell, can you tell us what happened on September 17th? Kara told them. Everything. The divorce papers, Brett's confession, the life insurance, the acid, the attack, her recovery, Grace's birth. Her voice stayed steady. She had practiced this with Whitney, with her therapist. She knew what to say, how to say it. Did Mr. Donovan ever show remorse? No, when he visited me in the hospital, he threatened me, said he would fight, that no one would believe me, that I was just a traumatized pregnant woman on medication. How has this attack affected your life? Kara paused, gathered her thoughts. I've had multiple surgeries, more scheduled. I've spent thousands of hours in physical therapy, learning to move my face again. My daughter was born early. I can't work. I have PTSD. I have nightmares. I wake up smelling burning. I flinch when anyone approaches me quickly. But you know what the worst part is? What? I blamed myself. For years, I made myself smaller for Brett, quieter, less threatening. I apologized for taking up space, and I thought that was normal. That was love. It took acid in my face to realize. The problem was never me, it was always him. Kara looked at the jury. Everyone kept saying, at least the baby is okay, at least. Like my face was an acceptable sacrifice. I love my daughter more than breathing. But I'm allowed to grieve myself too. I'm allowed to be angry. I'm allowed to want justice. The courtroom was silent. Brett's lawyer cross-examined, tried to suggest she was confused, traumatized, making false accusations. But Kara didn't waver. I know what happened, he knows what happened, and now you know what happened. That's all that matters. Closing arguments. Amanda summarized the evidence, the timeline, the proof. Brett Donovan is not insane, he's calculated. He planned this attack for months. And when it went wrong, when his wife survived, he built a defense. He's still performing, still lying, still manipulating. Don't let him manipulate you. Look at the evidence. See the truth. Find him guilty. Brett's lawyer made a final plea for compassion, for understanding, for mercy. The jury deliberated for 2 days, 48 hours of waiting, of anxiety, of fear. Then the call came, verdict reached. Kara sat in the courtroom, Ellen beside her, Whitney on the other side. Marcus had come. So had Detective Brennan. A whole row of people who believed her, who supported her. Brett sat at the defense table, looking small, looking scared. Has the jury reached a verdict? We have, Your Honor. Please read the verdict. The jury foreman stood, unfolded the paper. On the count of attempted first-degree murder, we find the defendant guilty. Brett's face crumbled. His mother wailed. His father sat stone-faced. On the count of assault with a deadly weapon, guilty. On the count of domestic violence, guilty. On the count of child endangerment, guilty. Guilty. All counts, every single one. Kara felt relief flood through her, felt validation, felt justice. Brett was led away in handcuffs. He tried to look back, to make eye contact with Kara. She refused to look at him. He was nothing now, nothing. A convicted criminal, a cautionary tale, nothing. Sentencing happened a month later. Kara gave a victim impact statement, walked to the podium, looked at Brett one final time. You threw acid at me because I wasn't perfect enough for you. Ironic. I was never the imperfect one in this marriage. That was always you. She paused, took a breath. You wanted to destroy me, but here's what you actually did. You freed me. I spent 7 years making myself smaller for you, quieter, less threatening. I apologize for being smart, for being capable, for taking up space. This face, she gestured, it's mine now, not yours. You don't get to control how I look anymore. Nobody does. 25 years is too lenient, but I'll take it, because in 25 years, you'll be 57, alone, forgotten, and I'll be 53, living, loving, free. She looked at the jury, at the judge. Thank you for seeing the truth, for believing women, for protecting my daughter from her father. She sat down, didn't cry, was done crying. Judge Morrison sentenced Brett, 25 years to life, no parole possibility for 20 years, restraining order permanent, parental rights terminated. Brett tried to speak. The judge silenced him. You've done enough damage, Mr. Donovan. Take him away. That evening, Kara held Grace, told her daughter the truth. Your father is a bad man. He hurt Mama, but he can't hurt us anymore. We're safe now. We're free. Grace gurgled, grabbed Kara's finger, trusted completely. Kara realized something. She had survived the attack, the surgeries, the trial. She had survived Brett. Now she could finally start living. The celebration dinner felt surreal. Whitney had reserved a private room at an upscale restaurant. Kara sat at the head of the table. Ellen to her right holding Grace, Marcus to her left, Detective Brennan and the prosecuting attorney. Even Gerald Donovan came. Brett's father had testified during sentencing about his son's history of violence. Small incidents, warning signs, things he wished he had addressed sooner. To Kara, Whitney raised her glass, sparkling cider for Kara who was still nursing. To the strongest woman I know, to justice, to new beginnings. Glasses clinked. Everyone drank. Kara smiled but felt distant, like she was watching the celebration from outside her body. You okay? Marcus asked quietly. I don't know. I should be happy. We won. You are happy and exhausted and traumatized and relieved. You can be all of those things at once, Kara nodded. Watched Grace sleep in Ellen's arms. 6 months old now, growing, thriving, unaware of the courtroom drama, unaware her father was in prison. Good. Let her be unaware. Let her have innocence as long as possible. The dinner continued. Laughter, stories, plans for the future. But Kara just wanted to go home. Wanted to be alone. Wanted to process. She excused herself, went to the bathroom, stared at her reflection in the mirror. 8 months since the attack, 4 surgeries completed, 8 more to go. Her face looked better, more human, but still scarred, still marked. She touched the worst scar. Right cheek, where the acid had eaten deepest. This was her face now, forever. No amount of surgery would erase what Brett did. She needed to make peace with that. The drive home was quiet. Ellen drove. Grace in her car seat, Kara in the passenger seat, staring out the window. You held it together beautifully, Ellen said. Did I? Yes, through everything, the trial, the testimony, the verdict, you were strong. I don't feel strong, I feel empty. Ellen pulled into the driveway, turned off the car, looked at her daughter. That's normal. You've been running on adrenaline for months. Now that it's over, the crash comes. You're allowed to feel empty. You're allowed to fall apart. You survived. Now you get to heal. Kara wanted to believe that, wanted to feel relief. Instead, she just felt nothing. They went inside. Ellen took Grace to bed. Kara stood in the hallway, not sure what to do with herself. She walked to the bathroom, filled the tub, got in fully clothed, just sat there, water running, soaking through her clothes. Tears finally coming. Not sad tears, not happy tears, released tears. It was over. Brett couldn't hurt her anymore. So why did she still feel so broken? The next morning, reality set in. The trial was over, but life continued. Bills, groceries, laundry, taking care of Grace. Kara returned to work. Part-time, remote mostly. Her marketing firm had been supportive, flexible, but returning felt strange. Pretending to care about brand strategy when her life had exploded. Her first video call, her colleagues stared. Tried not to. Failed. The scars were still shocking, still demanded attention. It's okay to look, Kara said, breaking the tension. Yes, this is what domestic violence looks like. Yes, I'm healing. Yes, I'm okay. Any questions? Awkward silence. Then Sarah from accounting spoke up. How do we support you? Kara felt her throat tighten. Treat me normal. That's all I want. Normal. So they did, or tried to. Slowly, conversation shifted from her face to work, from trauma to projects, from victim to colleague. It felt good, Felt like reclaiming a piece of herself. Grace's 6-month checkup. Kara brought her to the pediatrician. Normal baby visit, shots, weight check, development assessment. She's perfect, the doctor said, hitting all her milestones. Happy, healthy. You're doing a great job. Kara felt pride swell. She was doing something right. Despite everything, Grace was thriving. Can I ask? The doctor hesitated. How are you doing? I heard about the trial, the verdict. I'm okay, taking it day by day. That's all anyone can do. You're remarkably strong. Kara was tired of being called strong. Strong was what people said when they didn't know what else to say, when they were uncomfortable with your pain. But she smiled anyway. Thank you. Surgery number 5 happened in April. Laser treatment for the worst scarring. Less invasive than the grafts, but still painful. Still time in the hospital. Still recovery. Marcus visited her post-op, checked her bandages, smiled at her progress. You're healing beautifully. I still look like a monster. You look like a survivor. There's a difference. Kara wanted to believe him. Some days she did. Most days she didn't. When will I feel normal again? Marcus sat down, met her eyes. Maybe never. And maybe that's okay. You're not the same person you were before. You shouldn't be. You survived something most people can't imagine. That changes you. But change doesn't mean broken. It feels broken. I know, give it time. Time, everyone said give it time, but time wasn't healing her. Just moving her forward, day by day, scar by scar, surgery by surgery. May brought unexpected news. Whitney called, voice excited. Kara, you need to sit down. What's wrong? Nothing's wrong. Something's very right. Brett's company, Nexus Tech. There's a buyer. Okay. Not just any buyer, James Whitmore, the billionaire tech mogul. He's offering $15 million. Kara sat down, hard. $15 million? For Brett's failing company? The patents are worth more than anyone realized. Encryption technology. Brett actually created something valuable. He just couldn't execute it. But Whitmore can. Why are you telling me this? Because the company was built during your marriage. With marital assets, you're entitled to half. But Whitmore wants to structure the purchase through your civil suit. Make sure every penny goes to you. Brett gets nothing. Kara processed this. $15 million, financial security, for her, for Grace, for their future. Why would Whitmore do that? I asked him. He said his sister died in a domestic violence situation. He spent years funding survivors' organizations. This is personal for him. And business. The patents are legitimately worth the money. He's just making sure the right person benefits. I don't want charity. It's not charity, it's justice. And honestly, it's smart business. The patents are valuable. You deserve to profit from them. Kara thought about Brett, in prison, his life's work going to his victim. Poetic justice. Okay, yes, let's do it. There's one condition. Whitmore wants to meet you, personally, before finalizing the deal. Why? I don't know, but Kara, he's offering $15 million. If he wants a meeting, take the meeting. Kara agreed. The meeting was scheduled for June. Downtown office, 45th floor. She would bring Whitney for support. And maybe, just maybe, her life was finally turning around. Therapy sessions with Dr. Rebecca Hayes became weekly. Kara needed them, needed someone to talk to who understood trauma. How are you sleeping? Rebecca asked. Badly. Nightmares. I smell burning. Wake up sure the house is on fire. That's common with PTSD. Your nervous system is stuck in fight or flight. We can work on that. They did. Breathing exercises, grounding techniques. Slowly, Kara's sleep improved. Not perfect, but better. Have you thought about dating? Rebecca asked one session. Kara laughed, actually laughed. Who'd want this? Rebecca didn't smile. Who'd want a survivor? A mother? A warrior? Kara, you're not your scars. I know, but everyone else sees them first. Everyone else doesn't matter. The right person will see you, all of you, and they'll be honored to know you. Kara wanted to believe that, wanted to think someday someone would love her again. Look past the scars, see the woman underneath. but it felt impossible. Grace's first birthday approached. Kara planned a small party, just family, close friends, nothing elaborate, just celebration. She baked the cake herself, from scratch. Something about creating beauty with her scarred hands felt important. Reclaiming domesticity, proving she could still make things, still nurture. The cake turned out perfect. 2 layers, pink frosting, Grace's name in careful letters. The party was loud, happy. Grace loved the attention, loved the presence, loved smashing cake everywhere. Kara watched her daughter, 1 year old, thriving despite everything. Grace looked at Kara with pure love, didn't see the scars, just saw Mama. Mama, Grace said clearly, first real word, clear as a bell. The room erupted. Ellen cried. Whitney cried. Kara? She just smiled. This was what mattered. Not the scars, not the trial, not Brett. This moment, this love, this life. She took a selfie with Grace, both of them covered in cake, both smiling. Kara posted it online. Caption: 1 year ago, I didn't know if we'd make it. Today we're thriving. Happy first birthday, Grace. You saved me. Thousands of likes, hundreds of comments, most supportive, some cruel. Kara read them all. One comment stuck. You're teaching your daughter that beauty isn't everything, that survival is. What a gift. She was. She was teaching Grace that lesson. That strength mattered more than beauty. That surviving mattered more than perfection. Brett tried to destroy her. Instead, he freed her from caring what anyone thought, freed her from needing to be perfect. The scars were part of her story now, not the whole story, not even the best part. The best part? The part where she chose to live, really live, not just survive, but thrive. June arrived. Time for the meeting with James Whitmore. Kara dressed carefully, professional, confident, scars visible but not hidden. She had stopped trying to hide them, stopped wearing heavy makeup, stopped apologizing for existing. Whitney drove, offered support. You okay? Nervous. This is a lot of money, a lot of change. It's what you deserve. They arrived downtown, 45th floor, panoramic views of the city. Kara stood at the window, looked down at the world below. She had climbed this far, from acid attack victim to here, standing in a billionaire's office, about to secure her daughter's future. The door opened. A man entered, mid-40s, distinguished, kind eyes. He saw her scars, didn't flinch, didn't stare, just saw her. Ms. Mitchell, thank you for coming. His handshake was firm, respectful. He touched her scarred hand without hesitation. Most people avoided her right side. He didn't seem to notice there was a side to avoid. Mr. Whitmore, please, call me Kara. James, can I get you anything? Coffee? Water? Water would be nice. They sat, Whitney beside Kara, James across the table. Professional but warm. I wanted to meet you before finalizing this deal. The patents are valuable. Your ex-husband created legitimate technology, but I don't want to give him a dime. I want to ensure every penny goes to you. Why? James met her eyes, steady, honest. My sister, Lisa. She died 7 years ago, domestic violence. Her husband beat her to death while I was on a business trip. I couldn't save her. I've spent every day since funding survivors organizations, legal aid, shelters, medical care. When I heard your story, he paused. This is business. The patents are worth the money, but it's also personal. I want to ensure you benefit. Kara felt something shift in her chest, understanding, recognition. I'm sorry about your sister. Me too. James's voice was rough. So, the offer stands. $15 million for Nexus Tech, structured through your civil suit. Brett gets nothing. You get everything. Plus, I'll hire you as a consultant, your marketing expertise. Help rebrand the company. Separate it from his legacy, if you're interested. You want to hire me? You built a successful career, then survived something most people couldn't imagine. You have skills, experience, perspective. Yes, I want to hire you. Kara looked at Whitney, at James, at the contract on the table. This was real. This was happening. Her life was changing for the better. Yes, okay, let's do this. They signed papers, shook hands, made plans for the rebrand. As Kara left, James walked her to the elevator. Can I ask you something personal? Sure. Would you like to have dinner? Discuss the rebrand. Get to know each other. Professional or... He paused. Not professional. Your choice, Durham. Kara's heart did something unexpected. Flutter. Interest. Fear. Are you asking me on a date? Yes, if that's okay. If not, purely professional works too. Kara studied him, saw sincerity, saw interest, saw someone looking past her scars to the person underneath. One dinner. Professional. See how it goes. James smiled. Deal. The elevator doors closed. Kara and Whitney looked at each other. Did that just happen? Kara asked. That just happened. A billionaire just asked you out. He asked me to dinner. Professional dinner. Sure, professional. Whitney grinned. Kara, he likes you. And honestly, I think you like him too. Kara thought about it, about James's kind eyes, about his handshake, about the way he saw her, really saw her. Maybe I do. The dinner with James was scheduled for the following week. Kara spent days stressing about what to wear, what to say, how to act. It's just dinner, Ellen said, unhelpfully. It's not just dinner. It's the first date I've had in 3 years. And I look like this. Kara gestured at her face. You look beautiful. Mom, I have scars covering 40% of my face, and you're still beautiful, inside and out. This man sees that. That's why he asked you out. Kara wanted to believe her, wanted to feel confident. Instead, she felt terrified. The day arrived. Kara chose a burgundy dress, simple, elegant, left the scars visible. No point hiding them. James had already seen them. Ellen watched Grace, gave Kara a pep talk, pushed her out the door. The restaurant was upscale but not pretentious. James was already there. Stood when she arrived, pulled out her chair. Gentleman, old school. Kara appreciated it. You look beautiful, he said, simply, honestly. Thank you. They ordered, made small talk, discussed the rebrand, the patents, business things. Then James shifted. Can we drop the professional pretense? I'd like to get to know you, the real you. Okay, what do you want to know? Everything. Start wherever you want. So Kara told him about Grace, about her mother, about her career, not about Brett yet, not about the attack, just her. James listened, really listened, asked thoughtful questions, shared stories about his own life, his sister, his business, his failures and successes. The conversation flowed, natural, easy. Kara forgot to be self-conscious about her face, forgot to worry until her fork dropped, clattered against the plate, her hands shaking. Flashback triggered by nothing. She froze, embarrassed, waiting for James to react, to make a big deal, to rush to fix her. He didn't, just waited, passed her water, gave her space. Sorry, she whispered. Don't be. Trauma doesn't follow dinner schedules. She looked at him, really looked. He understood, didn't pity, just understood. You really get it. I watched my sister struggle with PTSD after her first attack. Before the final one, I learned to give space, learned to wait, learned that supporting someone means not fixing them, just being there. You share. Kara felt her chest tighten. This man, this kind, patient, understanding man. Thank you for not making it weird. Thank you for giving me a chance. They finished dinner. James walked her to her car, didn't try to kiss her, didn't push, just smiled. I'd like to see you again, if you're interested. Kara surprised herself. Yes, I'd like that too. Next week, maybe something less formal, coffee, walk in the park? That sounds perfect. James waited until she was in her car, doors locked, safe. Then he walked to his own car. Kara drove home. Mind racing, heart racing. She had forgotten what it felt like to be nervous excited instead of nervous scared. Butterflies instead of dread. Her body remembering emotions she thought Brett had murdered. The next few weeks were a blur. Dates with James, slow, careful, building trust. He never pushed, never rushed, just present. They walked in parks, drank coffee, talked for hours. He met Ellen, was charming and respectful. He saw pictures of Grace, asked about her, seemed genuinely interested. "When do I get to meet her?" James asked one day. Kara hesitated. "Soon, she's my world. I need to be sure." "I understand, take your time. I'm not going anywhere." 3 months into dating, Kara decided it was time. Time for James to meet Grace. She was terrified. What if Grace didn't like him? What if he was great with Kara, but couldn't handle a toddler? What if this ruined everything? But she invited him anyway. Casual. Her place. Just hanging out. James arrived with a gift. Age-appropriate toy. Carefully chosen. Researched. Grace studied him. Toddler suspicion. Who was this stranger in her space? James didn't force it, didn't rush, just sat on the floor, played with his own eyes, let Grace come to him. It took 20 minutes. Then Grace waddled over, patted his face. "Nice," James laughed. "Thank you, Grace." Grace handed him a toy. Universal toddler acceptance. "You may play with me now." Kara watched from the doorway, heart doing something complicated, opening, expanding, making room for this man in their lives. They spent the afternoon together. James pushed Grace on the swings, made her giggle, treated her like she was precious, because she was. Later, after Grace went to bed, James and Kara sat on the porch. "She's amazing," James said. "You're doing an incredible job." "Thank you. Can I ask you something?" "Sure." "What are we doing here? This, us. I don't want to pressure you, but I need to know, are we just casually dating? Or is this more?" Kara's breath caught. "Good question. What were they doing?" "I don't know. I was married before. It nearly killed me. The idea of marriage again, of commitment, it terrifies me." "I'm not asking you to marry me. Not yet. Maybe not ever if that's not what you want. I'm just asking, do you see a future here? With me?" Kara thought about it, about James's kindness, about the way he looked at her, about the way he treated Grace, about the way he made her feel safe, valued, seen. "Yes, I do see a future. It scares me, but I see it." James smiled, took her hand, the scarred one, held it gently. "That's all I needed to know. We'll go at your pace. No pressure, no rush. Just us. Just us." Surgery number 8 happened in September, 1-year anniversary of the attack. Kara scheduled it intentionally, reclaiming the date, turning trauma into transformation. Scar revision, laser treatment, fine-tuning. Marcus called it the finishing touches phase. "You're almost done," he said. "Maybe 2 more surgeries after this. Then we're just maintaining. I can barely remember what I looked like before. Maybe that's okay. You're not that person anymore. You're someone stronger, wiser, more remarkable." Kara studied her reflection post-surgery, bandages off, swelling down. She'd never looked like before Kara, but she looked like herself, whole, real, beautiful in hard-earned ways. "Perfect," Marcus said. Kara corrected him. "Perfectly me." The media attention intensified. Kara's story was trending again. Anniversary coverage. "Where is she now?" Pieces. Survivor Spotlight features. Most were respectful, some weren't. The internet could be cruel. Comments about her face, about her choices, about why she stayed so long. Kara stopped reading comments, focused on the positive, on the messages from other survivors, on the women who said her story gave them courage to leave, to report, to survive. If her pain could help someone else, it was worth it. She started speaking. Small events, domestic violence awareness organizations, fundraisers, telling her story, using her platform. "I'm not a victim anymore," she would say. "I'm a survivor. There's a difference. Victims are defined by what happened to them. Survivors are defined by how they healed." The audiences would applaud, some would cry, many would come up after, share their own stories. Thank her. It was exhausting, emotional, but important. Grace turned 18 months, walking, talking, personality emerging. She was fearless, adventurous, so different from the scared woman Kara used to be. She doesn't know to be afraid, Ellen observed. She's growing up seeing her mother be strong. It's teaching her strength. Kara hoped that was true, hoped Grace would never make herself small for anyone, never apologize for taking up space, never believe someone who said her only value was her beauty. They took mother-daughter photos, professional ones, Kara's scars visible, Grace's joy visible, both beautiful in their own ways. Kara framed her favorite, hung it in the living room. Reminder, they survived. They thrived. October brought decisions. James asked again about their future. I love you, he said, simply, clearly. I love Grace. I love your strength. I love who you are, all of you. The scars and the healing, the trauma and the transformation. I love all of it. Kara's eyes filled with tears. I love you too. So what do we do about that? What do you want to do? I want forever, but only if you want it too. No pressure, no timeline. Just honest about what I want. Kara thought about it. About building a life with James. About Grace having a father figure. About partnership. About trust. I want forever too. But James, I'm broken. I have PTSD. I have panic attacks. I wake up screaming. I flinch at sudden movements. I'm not easy to love. You're not broken. You're healing. There's a difference, and yes, you have trauma, but you're working through it. You're strong enough to ask for help, strong enough to keep going. That's not broken. That's remarkable. You really see me. I really do, all of you, and I'm not going anywhere. Kara made her decision, the one that terrified and excited her equally. Okay, let's do this. Let's build a future together. James kissed her, gentle, reverent, full of promise. For the first time since the attack, Kara felt hope, real hope, not just survival hope, thriving hope. Brett thought he had destroyed her future. Instead, he had just cleared the way for a better one. November arrived with unexpected complications. The Nexus Tech acquisition was finalized. $15 million transferred to Kara's account. More money than she had ever imagined having. What do I do with this? She asked Whitney, staring at her bank balance in disbelief. First, secure it. Investments, trust funds for Grace, smart financial planning. Second, whatever you want. This is yours, earned, deserved. Kara thought about it, about what mattered, about legacy. I want to start a foundation for domestic violence survivors, specifically for reconstructive surgery, partner with Marcus's practice, fund what insurance doesn't cover. Whitney smiled. That's perfect, turning trauma into purpose. They named it Grace's Gift, in honor of the baby who saved Kara's life, who gave her reason to survive. The foundation launched in December. Media coverage was substantial. Kara did interviews, shared her story. Mukwon raised awareness. Within 2 months, Grace's Gift had funded surgeries for 12 survivors. 12 women who couldn't afford reconstruction. 12 women getting their faces, their confidence, their lives back. It felt good, felt like justice, felt like redemption. Brett heard about the foundation, about the money, about James. He tried calling from prison. Kara blocked the number. He wrote letters. She burned them without reading. He had his lawyer contact Whitney, claiming he deserved part of the Nexus Tech money. Whitney shut that down immediately. The company was built with marital assets during your marriage. You attempted to murder her. You have no legal claim. Go away. Brett's lawyer dropped the case. Even he knew it was hopeless. Kara felt satisfaction. Brett was powerless now, locked away, unable to hurt anyone else. But one letter got through, forwarded by the prosecutor. Victim's right to know. Kara almost didn't read it, almost burned it with the others. But curiosity won. The letter was short, pathetic. Kara, I'm sorry, I was sick. I made mistakes. I loved you. I still love you. I'm getting help, taking medication, therapy. I'm better now. When I get out, maybe we can talk. Maybe Grace can know her father. Maybe we can be a family again. I forgive you for testifying against me. Brett, Kara read it twice, then laughed. Actually laughed. The audacity, the delusion. He forgave her? She wrote back. Once. Finally. Brett, you didn't make mistakes. You made choices, multiple choices, to buy the acid, to hide it, to throw it, to try to collect my death insurance. I forgive you, not for you, for me, so I can fully move on. But forgiveness doesn't mean reconciliation, doesn't mean forgetting, doesn't mean you're absolved. It just means I'm free. I'm engaged now to a good man. Grace calls him Dad. We're happy. I'm beautiful again. Not despite the scars, because of them. Because they prove I survived you. You wanted to destroy me. You created me instead. Thank you for that unintentional gift. Carolyn Whitmore. She mailed it. Felt the weight lift. She was done. Completely done. Brett was her past. James and Grace were her future. Christmas brought joy. Their first Christmas as a family. James had proposed officially in November. Small proposal. Just them and Grace. Ring box in his pocket. Down on one knee. Marry me. Be my partner. Let me be Grace's father. Let's build this life together. Kara said yes. Easy yes. Happy yes. They planned a small wedding. February. Courthouse. Just family and close friends. Nothing elaborate. Nothing performative. Just commitment. Ellen cried happy tears. Whitney planned everything with military precision. Marcus offered to walk Kara down the aisle, her father figure through this journey. Grace would be flower girl, almost 2 years old enough to scatter petals, young enough to steal the show. Perfect. January brought the final civil lawsuit settlement, Brett's parents' money, the house, the cars, everything divided. Kara took what she needed, donated the rest to Grace's gift. She didn't want Brett's money, didn't want his thing, just wanted to move forward. She and James bought a new house. Fresh start, no memories of Brett, just space for their future. Grace got a big room, play space, safety. They moved in together, blending lives, blending families. It was messy, complicated, beautiful. James was patient with Grace, with Kara, with the PTSD, with the nightmares. He learned her triggers, learned when to brush by, when to back off, when to just hold her. You're good at this, Kara said one night. After a particularly bad nightmare. I love you. That makes it easy. It's not easy, I know it's not. Okay, it's hard sometimes, but worth it. You're worth it. Kara cried, happy tears, grateful tears. She had found something she thought was lost forever. Real love, safe love, partnership love. The wedding day arrived cold and clear. February 14th, Valentine's Day. Cheesy, but Kara didn't care. She wore a simple ivory dress, hair down, scars visible, no makeup to hide them. She was marrying James as herself, complete self, scars and all. Ellen helped her dress, cried through the entire process. I'm so proud of you, Ellen whispered. You survived. You healed. You found love again. You did it. We did it. You were there for everything, every surgery, every nightmare, every breakdown. This is your victory too. They hugged, long, tight, mother and daughter, survivors together. Grace wore a pink dress, kept trying to eat the flower petals, made everyone laugh. The courthouse was small, intimate. Marcus was there. Whitney, Detective Brennan, Gerald Donovan even came. Brought flowers, apologized again for his son. James stood at the front, wearing a suit, hands clasped, smiling, waiting for her. Kara walked down the aisle, Marcus beside her. Grace toddling ahead, scattering petals everywhere except the floor. Perfect chaos, perfect joy. The officiant began, Dearly beloved. Kara tuned out the traditional words, focused on James, on his eyes, on the promise in them, then vows. James first. Kara, I promise to see all of you, the scars and the strength, the trauma and the triumph, the mother and the woman. I promise to choose you every day, to support Grace as my own, to build this life with patience, with love, with commitment. I promise to be your partner, your equal, your safe place. Always. Kara's turn, voice steady, clear. James, I promise to let you, to trust again, to love again, to believe I deserve this. Because of you, I finally do. I promise to choose you daily, to bring grace into our partnership, to build this life with honesty, with courage, with hope. I promise to be your partner, your equal, your best friend. Always. Grace shouted, "Mama, pretty!" right during the quiet part. Everyone laughed. Kara picked her up, held her during the rest of the ceremony. I now pronounce you married. You may kiss. James kissed Kara. Gentle. Happy. Grace squished between them, giggling. They were a family now. Officially. Completely. The reception was at a small restaurant. Private room, close friends and family. Nothing elaborate. Just celebration. Kara danced with Marcus. Thanked him for everything. I couldn't have done this without you. You did it all. I just had the steady hands. You gave me back my face, my confidence, my life. You always had those things. I just helped you see them again. She danced with Ellen, with Whitney, with James, with Grace in her arms. She was happy, actually genuinely happy, for the first time in years, maybe for the first time ever. Brett tried to destroy her, tried to take everything, but he couldn't take this joy, this love, this life. She had won, completely, absolutely, triumphantly. The wedding night was quiet, Grace asleep, Kara and James in their new bedroom, their new house, their new life. We did it, Kara whispered. We did. I never thought, after everything, I never thought I'd be here. Happy, married, whole. You were always whole, just needed the right person to see it. You see me. I really do. They fell asleep tangled together. Safe, loved, home. Kara dreamed of strawberries, sweet, ripe, perfect. Finally got her strawberries. Spring brought new beginnings. Kara started working officially for Nexus Tech, rebranding, marketing, using her skills, using her voice. The company was renamed White Tech Solutions, clean, professional, completely separate from Brett's legacy. Kara worked from home mostly, balanced motherhood and career, Grace in daycare 3 days a week, learning, socializing, thriving. She's so confident, her teacher said, so fearless. You're doing an amazing job. Kara glowed with pride. Grace was growing up strong, growing up without seeing her mother be small, growing up with a model of resilience. The media attention intensified again. Kara's story went viral. Acid attack survivor marries billionaire who bought her ex's company. The headlines made her sound like a charity case, like she needed saving. It infuriated her. She gave one major interview, national morning show. Set the record straight. The host asked sympathetic questions, tried to frame her as a victim saved by a rich man. Kara interrupted. I didn't need saving. I saved myself. Dr. Shepard rebuilt my face. My lawyer won my case. James made a business decision that happened to align with justice. But I did the surviving, me. I fought. I healed. I built this life. James is my partner, not my savior. There's a difference. The interview went viral, millions of views, thousands of comments, most supportive. Kara became an unintentional spokesperson for survivors. She didn't want the role, but if it helps someone else, worth it. Grace's second birthday in September. 2 years since the attack. 2 years of healing, of growing, of transforming. The party was big this time. Family, friends, Grace's daycare friends, celebration of survival and thriving. Grace wore a princess dress, commanded the room, made everyone laugh, so different from the tiny newborn born into chaos. Kara watched her daughter, felt overwhelming gratitude. This child saved her life, gave her reason to survive, to fight, to heal. Thank you, Kara whispered to Grace during quiet moment. Thank you for being my reason. Grace patted her face. Love, Mama. Love you too, baby girl. Surgery number 10. Marcus called it maintenance. fine-tuning, last major procedure. After this, we're done with surgeries, just laser treatments, maybe minor revisions, but the hard work is done. Kara lay on the operating table, counted backward from 100, thought about how far she had come, from that hospital bed, from those early surgeries, from that broken woman. She wasn't that woman anymore. She was Kara Whitmore, survivor, mother, wife, advocate, whole. The surgery went well, recovery easier this time. Her body knew the routine, knew how to heal. Post-op, Marcus showed her the final results. This is it. This is as good as it gets. What do you think? Kara studied her reflection. Scars still visible. Always would be on, but faded, softer. Part of her face, part of her story. I think I'm beautiful. You always were. I know that now. White Tech Solutions launched major product. Brett's encryption patents fully developed. James's execution, Kara's marketing, team effort. The launch was huge, press coverage, tech industry buzz, stock prices soaring. Kara attended the launch party, networking, representing, using her face, her story, her voice. People stared, asked questions, some rude, most curious, all human. Yes, this is from acid attack, Kara would say. Yes, my ex-husband did it. Yes, I survived. Yes, I'm thriving. Any other questions? Usually they didn't have other questions. The directness disarmed them. One tech journalist asked the right question. What's your message to other survivors? Kara thought carefully. Survival is possible. Healing is possible. Joy is possible. It won't be easy. It won't be quick. But it's possible. You're stronger than you think. You're worth more than your abuser said. You deserve better. And you can build it. One day, one surgery, one choice at a time. The quote went viral. Grace's gift donations increased. More survivors reached out. More stories shared. Kara's pain was helping others. Her survival was inspiring others. Her voice was empowering others. Worth it. All of it worth it. Thanksgiving. Their first as married family. Ellen hosted. Kara helped cook. Grace helped make chaos. James carved the turkey, told stories, made everyone laugh, fit so naturally into their family. Around the table, Kara looked at her people, her mother, her daughter, her husband, her chosen family. I'm grateful, Kara said during grace, for survival, for healing, for second chances, for all of you. We're grateful for you, Ellen replied. Tears in eyes, they ate, laughed, made memories. Normal family holiday, nothing special, everything special. That night, tucking Grace into bed, Kara reflected. You know what I learned? She told her sleeping daughter. The worst day of your life doesn't have to define you. It can transform you. It can reveal you. It can strengthen you. But it doesn't have to destroy you. You get to choose what comes next. I chose healing. I chose love. I chose growing. And I'd make that choice again. Every time. Grace slept on. Trusting, safe, loved. Kara kissed her forehead. Walked to her own bedroom, to her husband, to her life. She had survived Brett. Now she was thriving without him. Perfect revenge, perfect justice, perfect life. December brought unexpected news, Brett's parole hearing. He wouldn't actually get parole, too soon, but he could make his case. Kara received notification, had the right to submit statement, to attend hearing, to speak. Do you want to go? James asked. I don't know. Part of me wants closure, wants to see him behind glass, behind bars, unable to hurt anyone. Part of me never wants to see him again. Whatever you choose, I support you. Kara thought about it for days, pros and cons, closure versus reopening wounds. She decided she would go. She would speak. One final time, then never again. The parole hearing was in January, 3 years since the attack. Kara drove to the prison with James, Whitney, Ellen watching Grace. The prison was cold, gray, depressing, exactly where Brett belonged. They sat in the hearing room, waiting. Then Brett was let in, prison uniform, hands shackled, thinner, older, diminished. He looked at Kara. at her scars, at her nice clothes, at her wedding ring, at James beside her. His face did something complicated: anger, regret, realization. She had moved on. He was stuck. The hearing began. Brett made his case: good behavior, therapy, medication, remorse. All the right words, all the practiced phrases. Then Kara's turn. She stood, walked to microphone, looked Brett in the eye. 3 years ago, you threw acid in my face. You tried to kill me. Or worse, you wanted to destroy me, to make me unlovable, to take everything. She paused, let the words sink in. You failed. You took my old face, but you couldn't take me, the actual me. You never really knew that person. I barely knew her. The attack revealed her strong, resilient, worthy. I'm married now to a wonderful man. Grace calls him Desid. We're happy. I'm successful. I'm beautiful. I'm whole, not despite what you did, because of it. Because surviving you proved I could survive anything. You're in here. I'm out there, living, loving, free. That's not revenge. That's justice. That's healing. That's life. The parole board will decide your fate. I hope they remember what you did. I hope they remember I was 8 months pregnant. I hope they remember the premeditation, the calculation, the cruelty, and I hope they keep you here, where you belong. She sat down. Done, finished. Free. The parole board deliberated. 30 minutes, came back with decision. Parole denied. Next hearing in 5 years. Kara felt satisfaction, relief, closure. Brett was led away, looked back once, mouthed something. Maybe I'm sorry. Maybe I love you. Maybe nothing. Didn't matter. Kara was done. Completely. Finally. Forever. They celebrated that night, small dinner, just them. Grace asleep upstairs, Kara and James on the couch. Wine. Quiet. How do you feel? James asked. Free. Actually free. I don't have to think about him anymore. Don't have to fear him. Don't have to carry him. I'm free. Good. You deserve freedom. We deserve freedom. This life, this love, this family, we built it together. James kissed her. Long, deep, full of promise. What's next for us? Kara smiled. Everything, anything, whatever we want. The world is ours. February brought expansion. Grace's gift grew, funded 50 surgeries now, partnered with hospitals nationwide, making real difference. Kara hired staff, built infrastructure, turned her foundation into legitimate organization. Her full-time job now, her purpose. White Tech Solutions continued thriving. James running operations, Kara consulting, partnership in business and life. Grace started preschool, 3 years old, smart, confident, kind, everything Kara hoped she would be. She's remarkable, her teacher said. So empathetic, so strong. You're raising an amazing human. Kara cried, happy tears, pride tears. Her daughter was growing up good, growing up strong, growing up without trauma. March brought Marcus's wedding. He had met someone, nurse from another hospital, fell in love, asked Kara to be there. You gave me hope, Marcus said. Watching you heal, watching you transform. It reminded me that life goes on, that happiness is possible. Thank you. Thank you for giving me my life back. You always had your life. I just helped you see it. The wedding was beautiful. Kara cried through the whole thing, for Marcus, for herself, for everyone who found love after loss. Spring brought reflection, 3.5 years since the attack. Kara stood in her bathroom mirror, morning routine, washing her face. She touched her scars, part of her now, part of her story, part of her beauty. James appeared behind her, wrapped arms around her waist, kissed her scarred cheek. What are you thinking? He asked. I'm thinking Brett thought he was taking everything. My beauty, my value, my life. But he couldn't take me. The actual me. He never really knew that person. I barely knew her, this. She touched her scars. This revealed her, strong, resilient, worthy. You always were, James said. I know that now. Grace's third birthday, September. 3 years since the attack. 3 years of survival, of healing, of thriving. Big party. Grace's friends, family, everyone who helped them survive. Grace blew out candles, made wish, whispered to Kara, "I wished for Mama to smile forever." Kara realized she was smiling, constantly, genuinely, deeply happy. "Wish granted, baby girl." They took family photos, professional ones. Kara, James, Grace, all together. All smiling, all happy. Kara posted her favorite online, caption simple. "3 years ago, I didn't know if I would survive. Today, I'm not just surviving, I'm thriving. Thank you to everyone who helped me get here." This is what healing looks like. Millions of views, thousands of comments, messages from survivors. Thank yous, hope, connection. Kara had turned her trauma into purpose, her pain into power, her survival into inspiration. That evening, after Grace was asleep, Kara and James sat on their porch, watching sunset, holding hands. "Can I tell you something?" Kara asked. "Anything." "I'm glad it happened." James turned, surprised. "What?" "The attack. I'm glad it happened. Not because I wanted it, not because I deserved it, but because it freed me. Freed me from caring what people think. Freed me from needing to be perfect. Freed me from Brett. Freed me from myself. I don't know if I can be glad about it. I'm not glad about the pain, about the surgeries, about the trauma, but I'm glad about who I became. The woman who survived, who fought, who healed, who built this life. That woman is better than who I was before. Stronger, wiser, freer." James squeezed her hand. "I love that woman." "I love her too. Took me 3 years, but I finally love her too." Kara's closing reflection came naturally, unscripted, true. They say what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. That's not quite right. What doesn't kill you reveals the strength that was always there, waiting, ready. Brett threw acid at me, but he couldn't destroy me because I was never just a face. I was never just a wife. I was always Caroline, mother, survivor, fighter, woman. The scars are part of my story, not the whole story, not even the best part. The best part? The part where I chose to live. Really live, not just survive, but thrive. The best part is Grace's laugh, James's steadiness, my mother's fierce love, Whitney's loyalty, Marcus's gift. The best part is me, finally, completely, unapologetically me. Brett's in prison. I'm free. He's alone. I'm loved. He's forgotten. I'm remembered. That's not revenge. That's justice. That's healing. That's life. And my God, what a beautiful life it is. Final scene. Beach day, family outing, Grace running ahead, splashing in waves, laughing, Kara and James walking behind, hand in hand, matching pace. Partners, Grace turned, silhouetted against setting sun, golden light, pure joy. "Mama, Dada, come on." They ran toward their daughter, toward future, toward healing, toward Bo. Kara's face, scarred, beautiful, alive, radiant smile. She had survived, she had healed, she had thrived, and she would never stop smiling. Carolyn's story didn't end with survival, it ended with triumph, with justice, with a life more beautiful than she ever imagined possible. You know what she told me when I asked her what advice she'd give to others? She said, "Share your story, because someone out there needs to hear it. Someone is sitting in their car right now afraid to go inside. Someone is making themselves smaller, thinking that's love. Someone needs to know that survival is possible." So here's where you come in. If Caroline's story moved you, hit that like button. Not for me, for every survivor who needs to know they're not alone. For every woman who's been told her only value is her beauty. For everyone who's ever felt broken and needs to remember, they're actually just healing. Drop a comment below. Tell me what moment hit you hardest. Share your own story if you feel safe to. This community is built on courage and truth. Share this video with someone who needs hope today. You might just save a life. And subscribe to this channel because every week I bring you true stories of survival, transformation, and triumph. Real people, real courage, real hope. Carolyn turned her worst day into her greatest purpose. What if her story is exactly what you needed to hear today? Until next time, remember, you're stronger than you think, you're worth more than they said, and your story isn't over yet.